Okay.
I'm
Hello,
drafting a
Lexi.
tweet for the.
Spooky.
It's
Spooky live.
Spooky June.
That's the name of my aunt, Spooky June.
Oh,
Spooky June.
Love
a
to
great
be
aunt
somebody's
name.
Aunt
Yeah.
Spooky June.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Scooby June.
All right.
That's
let's
Scooby Doo's aunt.
see. Oh.
Oh
Thought it
no,
was
because
Doo.
if
I
you
guess
do,
it's the do,
Yeah.
really. Scrappy do. Guys, I don't think any of those are legal
okay,
names.
fine. Thank you for
Do.
ruining my dreams.
I'm just looking at the
Yet
battle
another
map
service I provide.
and seeing that one of the vampires has names.
So,
and I was promised nameless thralls.
oh, well, may have promised things and then forgot them. I was thinking, so sometimes I get ideas between sessions. Sometimes I forget what those ideas are. Sometimes I write them down. Sometimes I write them down and then do them. And today I had the idea, they're going to fight a bunch of vampires. Instead of them just being called Vampire 1 through, not going to say how many vampires they are, I will give the vampires
Aw.
names. And then I went and looked up vampire names. I didn't love the vampire names I found, so I made up some names, some of which aren't quite real names. I will tell you, they start closer to real names and then go downhill fast. So you have that to look forward to. But I just figured, for purposes of a podcast, it would be better if you were saying, like, I'm going to attack Vampire Aloysius instead of, like, I'm going to attack this vampire over here on square 4. Or,
yeah, I mean,
carrying
name tags.
Now
I'm
So
a
that we
little-
know what they're named.
I
I'm a little
basically,
concerned.
when doing this, I was like, people were going to ask about name tags. So I just wanted you to all know that you're very, very predictable.
I'm
And you're great,
concerned that
but-
Vampire Aloysius starts with an A, and now I'm concerned that there are going to be 26 vampires.
Vampire
Oh my God.
Aloysius.
All right. So
Okay,
with
wait,
a
is that
data
that
point
one's
of
name?
only 2, I will tell you, yes, I made vampires. They are named in alphabetical
I
order.
knew it.
Numeric
What?
order?
Vampires are named alphabetical. I ran an adventure for Dan last week or a week ago that had like 15 NPCs in it, and it really annoyed me that they had multiple NPCs that had like a name starting with the same character. Because that's how my brain works. Is like,
Yeah.
I don't like it when there's like a
Yeah, or
You know.
Xanatar and Zentrum in
Yeah.
Dragon
Yes.
Heist.
Yeah,
Pick
Dragon
other
Heist
bad
is
guys.
littered with X's and Z's. Yeah. Yes. No, people, yeah, I had to make like a diagram. But yeah, that is my strong. If you make an adventure, you are not allowed to repeat first initials until you create your 27th NPC. And honestly, couldn't you come up with like a made up letter at that point? You're writing a D&D
Go
module.
Greek.
Yeah. I have been running, what is the name of it? This is quality bootleg content. People tune in for this, right?
They genuinely do.
Isn't that the same thing? I don't know. I have been running the Canopic Being, which is the Candlekeep level 13 adventure, which I like, but it has several. It reuses S's and A's a lot. So, for example, they meet someone named Alai Evermore, then Sheer Andalon with an A, then Alessia Basir, then Mayastan Sadar, then Valen Savis, somebody who's a double Z, Zenin Zeradius, that's a great D&D name, and then Zemru Thal. So there's way too many A's and S's, and especially it's like people they haven't even like there when I think there's an order of difficulty when NPC you meet versus NPC you hear about like in a note or from
Yeah.
another NPC, like those need to be even more distinct. Otherwise, they get lost in the shuffle.
Ooh.
The
So I
only
have-
lesson
I
I
have a
have to
corollary.
say is you've already gotten all the information I would ever charge you for.
My
Jane has an
corollary
important thing to
is
add.
that you can use a letter of the alphabet for 2 names, but one of the names has to be super fantasy name,
Yes.
and the other name has to be like Carl.
Yes. So like Carl
Like
and
Servanthoril and Carl.
yes.
Your brain has space for both of
Yeah.
those, but Seranthaville and Simblazavine.
Yeah. I would say
Nope.
worse than first initial would be like same sound, and there are some letters that can have very different sound, right? So that
Yeah.
you get a little bit of leeway there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Just mind those phonemes.
yeah.
Mind your
Um,
phonemes.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? There are 21 people watching already. Hello, nerds. I hope
Eee.
you're doing okay
friends.
wherever it is you are.
Hope you like phonemes.
So this is gonna be
Who
probably one of those
doesn't?
kind of combat-based sessions, unless you guys just want to talk while the vampires eat you. It's gonna be real,
Oh, we're down to 16 people.
real. Oh,
I'm just kidding.
real interesting to see
Joke.
how you all do,
Joke.
because we haven't had a big combat fight in a while. It's been slightly more.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember how.
Micah, I think that's you own that question.
I don't
so.
think that's. I mean, if I
He
He
more
just
were
becomes
to be,
velour.
If I were to be,
Ooh.
Ooh.
I assume you mean if one of them bit me and therefore I became a vampire.
Mm. Mm.
It is not. It's not a thing that I can wild shape into. I would have to.
Is that not true? Are they not a type of animal?
No, they're not a type of beast.
But if you were a vampire, could you transform into like a vampire octopus?
Oh, I don't want to test it, to be
and
honest.
then what kind of name would you give that? I mean, that
Yeah, it gets complicated. Too many phonemes.
Octavamp?
I don't like it.
All right,
Too
it's
much.
8:15 my time. I
Let's
think
do it.
we should do some Dungeons and Dragons. Let's save. Okay, all right, fine. I'll share the time with you. Is that what you want? Fine, Dan. You're fine. Didn't we just podcast yesterday? I don't know how to do this anymore. Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, a dungeon master. I use he, him pronouns, and today we are back in the wonderful, well, no, we are back in the land. We're back in the land of Barovia, the world of Ravenloft, the setting of Curse and Strahd. That's right. It's your Tuesday night special podcast, The Curse of Strahd. You may or may not be listening to it on the Tuesday night. I'm assured it's just as good on any night of the week, but I won't promise anything. As always, I have a group of lovable players here playing their despicable, filthy characters that they will introduce very soon, and then I will remind them remind you all of what is happening. First up, it's my good pal. It's Aline Sims. Hi, Aline.
Hello, I play Imra Soliana, the Wood Elf Ranger, and her dog Androdite, and we all use she, her pronouns.
Thank you, Aline. Next up, the one, the only, the Erica Ensign.
You got it backwards, Tony. I am despicable. My character is lovable. And that character is Brildish, the dwarven paladin. Her pronouns and mine are she, her. And also Brildish's celestial pony, Pony Cindelarnt, whose pronouns are he, him.
Also joining us, Micah Sargent.
Hello. I would like to take this moment to pause while we iron out a technical issue.
People in the YouTube chat are saying they can't hear Dan. Dan, I don't. Dan,
Just
maybe
so
you're.
everybody out there knows, and it's
Pipes
live
are
stream,
crossed.
Does anyone
not
have
through
any
Dan.
messages they want us to convey to Dan?
Yeah. Anyone want to hear anything from Dan?
Or Dan. Dan, do you have any words for the people?
Yeah, Dan. Let us know what you want us to tell them.
For the people.
Here, Dan's talking in a funny voice. It's not worth repeating his words, but know that the voice
He says
was mildly
the spoiler to his next book is
amusing.
there are
I
lobsters.
literally used to people for a living. It was my job to repeat what people said right after they said it to caption phone calls.
Oh,
so
wow.
I could not in the same voice, obviously.
Oh, my mom
but,
uses that service.
But I'm
Uh,
really, really good at just talking at the same time
Mhm.
as I am listening.
How about now,
Interesting.
live stream? Can you hear me now?
Now with more Dan Morin,
Now
or
with 100% more
Now with-
me.
Dan Morin.
let's see, perhaps Will Wagner or Artek or Lemonster will say something. I
read
like
that as
Lemonster because I
Monster.
suspect
Le
that they
Monster.
are.
Le
My
Monster.
mom says she hears you now.
Oh,
Okay.
see?
Well,
Thanks.
I think.
I'm
Thanks,
just
Renee.
special shout out to Lemonster because I suspect a monster who enjoys lemon and not somebody possibly just from the New England town
Of
Or
Lemonster.
a French monster.
Yeah,
Le Monster.
Lemonster, slightly lower fan base than the concept of lemons and monsters. So
Technical
Lemonster, it's
problems
just true.
resolved.
Okay. At least I'm assuming that yes for my mom.
That probably
Yes,
matters because
the
that
live
probably
stream
determines
has
whether
echoed
you're
it.
going in. whether you're going to various feeds, right?
It was just
yeah.
yeah. I think my mic freaks out sometimes, and you guys could hear me.
That's
fine.
great.
Yeah,
That's
it's for
great.
podcasting. Works a treat.
Where should I start over?
I can just
should I
start
start
with
over with
Start
Micah,
with
or
Micah.
earlier? All right, I'll intro you, Micah, just to trying to make future Erica's life less miserable. Current Erica will suffer in her stead. Also joining us, the irascible Micah Sargent.
Hello. I'll have to look that word up later. Yes, am Micah Sargent. I play Elevor Landman, the half-elf druid. He and I both use he/him pronouns. And Samus, the very cool saber-toothed tiger, who uses she/her pronouns.
From just down the street from me, roughly speaking, it's Jane. Hi, Jane.
Hello, Tony. I am also Rascable, and I play Lena Dulina, the human rogue. We both use she, her pronouns.
And the totally audible Dan Morin.
That is one of my greatest traits, I've been told. The
I've always thought
ability
so.
to hear me, but not perhaps for everyone.
It's a strength and a weakness, really.
Yeah,
when you get
that's
down
true.
to it.
Double-edged sword. I play Castan Onatar's Crucible, the Warforged, a cleric of the god Onatar. Crucible uses they/them pronouns. I use he/him pronouns, and we're both here to party with some vampires.
It's true. Well, what have we been up to here on the Dog and Pony Show, here in Curse of Strahd, here in Ravenloft, here in Barovia, here on this podcast, here in Barovia, here in the Dog and Pony Show? Please stop me now. Our adventures have been all over the land of Barovia, mixing it up, hopefully causing some trouble for Strahd, recruiting allies, finding artifacts. But they're now feeling like Barovia, they've seen it all. It's time to take the fight to Ravenloft. They are passing through the village of Vallaki once more, one of their early stops in their times of Barovia. And things are not well here. The city of Vallaki is basically on lockdown due to some kind of horrible outbreak of monsters. There's really no nice way to say it. Monsters. Various villagers have been attacked in the night. Houses have been burned, though it suggests that possibly that was kind of a law and order afterthought. And our intrepid adventurers have tracked the source of these attacks to a coven of vampires sleeping above a coffin maker's shop. The evening sun is setting, but there's still some light in the foggy, overcast sky here in Vallaki, and you have intruded into the attic here, where some vampires have awoken from their slumber looking irritable. You know, it's like they expected 20 more minutes of sleep, and you know what it's like when you wake somebody up 20 minutes early. You know what I didn't do last time that I totally should have done was rolled initiative. And so I'm thinking that's what I'm going to start by doing.
Tony, etymology point of order. I want to believe that the group of vampires is called a coven because it's a corruption of coffin. It was a coffin of vampires, and it's just a little too on the nose, so they like.
I was just using
coven.
which terminology.
I know, but I'm making it canon.
Okay. Does anyone know? Is there a canonical
A fang of vampires?
A fang of vampires.
I am going to use. This probably is not going to show up very well on the camera, but I
You got some duck dice.
Clear
about,
dice.
About
with,
as well as my seltzer.
Yeah. With rubber duckies, little duckies in the middle of them for my birthday, and let's see. Well, not starting out great because that was a low roll. Come on, duckies.
You can do it, duckies.
Get your stuff together, ducks.
Mm-hmm.
Get your ducks
in a
In a
row.
row.
That's it. I should have rolled them
Boy.
in a row.
Well, I had no ducks and I rolled a 4, so it's not going great.
I also rolled a 4.
In this finely oiled podcasting Dungeons and Dragons machine, I don't remember who gets initiative and who acts on your turns for your various companion creatures.
Samus goes alone.
Samus is alone. Okay.
Androditis with me.
Androdite is with you. All your other sidekicks have been left back at the Blue Water Inn.
Yep.
All right. I guess I should have opened my dice ahead of time.
I like that my tiny little adorable amazing Brildish icon, when it's in the turn order, because of the way that she has like the axe and she's holding it, it looks like it's the circle with a slash through it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Brildish.
Oh no,
No
we need Brildish. That's one
She
of our
knows
most
what she did.
important.
Actually, it's no magic axe. That's what it stands for.
Mm.
We do have, for people who have not checked out our various video versions, lovely custom art for all our tokens as of a couple episodes ago. They are lovely.
They're amazing.
They are.
All right. It looks like they put in their initiative orders already. I will say the vampires didn't roll very well, but you know who rolled worse than them? Almost all of you. I am seeing Lena Dulina at 19, Team Vampire at 10, followed by Imra at 8, Elevor at 7, Brildish at 6, Samus at 4, Crucible at 4.
Wow.
Just to paint the picture for our listening audience, in this spooky unlit storage room is Crucible, Lena, Androdite, and Samus. Brildish is still standing kind of halfway up the stairs leading to the top floor of the coffin maker's shop. Imra is actually in another room kind of down the hall, banging on the door, talking to the proprietor.
Oh, right.
And
He needs to come
where,
out.
Where the
I'm
heck?
telling you.
Elevor, where the heck are you?
I'm by the door.
He's by the door there,
waiting.
in the same room with Imra.
Yeah, he
Oh.
saw me heading in
Sorry.
there, and
There's a Dungeon Master token on top of you, and Elevor is in that room as well, conversing with a surly, probably human who is not murdering your friends, unlike the other room. So that is our situation here. It's not a very big shop, so moving from the different rooms isn't going to cost you a ton of movement. Just to Crucible, there are 2 crates about 10 feet away from you that have popped open, and 2 vampires have popped out of that. But I would say that anyone in this room is aware of stirring movement in all of the other crates
These
along the
are
back
the
wall here.
world's worst Jack in the Boxes, or Jacks in the Box, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And had we inspected the crate directly to the right of me? Is there
I believe that crate
movement
is safe.
there?
That
Okay.
that crate is unmoving. So
As is
Yes.
the one back by Samus.
correct.
Samus.
Any other organizational questions vis-a-vis the battlefield since
Yeah,
we're
how-
just starting up the
Can
episode?
you
How
draw an
tall-
org chart of the vampires?
Unknown at this point.
Okay.
I want to know the all the piles of the lumber. Are those like floor to ceiling, or are those
I would say that they're,
get ducked
like
behind them?
waist high. They're climbable, especially for adventure such. So I feel like the higher level you are, the less you care about the terrain in a room. Like a table is not difficult terrain for you once you're above level 5. It is just an opportunity. So
And I was like, oh, but I'm a dwarf. I'm super tall for a dwarf. I'm 5 feet tall, so
that is very tall for a dwarf.
it is. Well,
I think
mountain dwarves tend to be taller.
Now, there were a lot of questions last time. I will just remind you of things you asked about the status of the windows here, which appear to be kind of boarded up and painted over from the inside. So I don't, I don't know if that's going to matter in terms of combat. I'll remind you that you cared a lot about that like a week ago. And Lynn was trying to think about what Rictavio and Esmeralda Davenier had warned you all about vampires. I think the general takeaway is that they're not great.
We
Yeah,
probably
not a
could've figured
lot.
that
Not
out
a
on
lot
our
of
own.
positive reviews
Yeah.
for vampires.
One
Apparently, the
star.
garlic doesn't work.
1 star.
Mhm.
All right. Well,
So do this thing.
Yeah.
All right. Lena Delina, you are first in the order.
Tony,
this out.
how much time has passed since we entered this building? And do I have a sense of whether the sun would still be
The
up?
sun is still up.
Okay.
Not for a limit offer.
I am going to try and cut through this window.
All right. Your lightsaber?
Yes.
I feel like in the fight between a window and a normal sword, the window is a distinct disadvantage. I feel like window versus sun sword. I'm not, so
Does
I
a
guess-
14 hit, or sorry, a 16 hit a window?
yes, a 16 definitely hits the window. Probably even, you could probably have attacked a wall at that point. What is your objective here?
I would like to try and cut through it because it seemed like it was boarded up from the inside. To get as much as possible a vertical kind of line down through the middle of the wood.
Vertical or horizontal? So
I would say vertical so that it splinters the
okay.
boards, assuming
Gotcha.
that it's kind of boarded
Would
across.
we imagine that there would then be like a beam of sunlight that would cut across the attic, perhaps like so?
Depends on where
That
the
is the
sun
way
is.
that she sees it in her head, but
I
yes,
drew a-
it depends on the.
I drew a rectangle. on the
Yes,
map.
love it.
All
I
right.
mean, it could be going diagonally through the room. It could actually cut through
That's
exactly where they are, depending on where
yeah,
the sun
that's
is.
true. Yeah, I mean,
Where's the sun at
Oh no!
exactly this
Do
time,
we have to
Tony?
do trigonometry?
Okay,
you know what?
does the sun set in the west in Barovia? Because we know which way is west.
All right, but
True.
which way is this building facing, and what is the ordnance on the building next to it? Here is what we're gonna do because it's Dungeons and Dragons. Jane, roll
Yes.
a d6.
Oh no.
Yes, I love this already.
This is like we're doing like degrees on a clock. I'm gonna say we're counting back
6.
from midnight. You rolled a 6.
Oh, that's the worst possible case.
I think so because I think that means like the beam of sunlight goes like.
I think I like did
that.
it, and then I'm like,
You just
I
hit
have
light
blinded
in your own
myself.
eyes.
Yeah.
There is, sunlight cutting across the room, which probably vampires don't like. But
Sorry, I had
yeah.
a moment of us all like looking very confident, and we're like, Lena, go get him. And then she's like, I'm gonna hit this window. Oh God, I blinded myself. We're all like, what just happened?
Was that? I mean,
Usually
I'm
she's so together.
I'm improvising rules for how cutting windows into beams of light work. I mean, does anyone want to argue with this, or is that seem reasonable?
Does anyone have a compact mirror?
I am a compact mirror.
Or well
Okay,
polished
Crucible.
steel?
I do have a shiny axe.
I actually have a great plan to deal with this, but I am last in the order, so that's not
All
going
right.
to help much.
So, are you?
Uh-oh, Tony roboted.
Come back to us.
Robo
Okay,
Tony.
not just me.
I saw
Tony,
you
we
dance.
miss you.
Oh, okay.
the
Then I'm back.
weekends.
He's
Okay,
back.
That was supposed to be hidden dancing. Alina, do you want to move, or do you? Because I think you still have movement.
Or do you like it there in the beam of really, really sharp light?
I think I made this beam, and I have to lay in it.
That's in some ways. Well, I was gonna say
Yeah.
being in the beam is relatively safe, but
Yeah.
I mean, it would be better if they were in the beam.
I feel like the dragon doesn't love it. Like he probably like flaps away.
He puts on little smoke made of sunglasses. Yeah.
Too cute.
All right. I think this is where things get interesting for Team Evil, which is me. The team of vampires is next. Listeners, I have named these vampires. I don't think the characters necessarily know them, but it's going to help me out with moving vampires around the map. My first 2 vampires are named Aloysius and Bianca. My vampire names get worse, I assure you. So, Crucible, you see these 2 vampires scramble out of the crate that they are in and scoot forward toward you. I will tell you, across the room, you can see other crates scuffle open as vampires emerge from that, but they're going to use their turn to kind of unfold and get out of the crate. And these 2 vampires, they're kind of like swaying side to side as they kind of skulk over to you.
Are you okay?
They look unwell. I mean, these are creatures that have been sleeping in crates and were previously people that had been murdered by vampires. So they look not great. Their clothing is kind of torn into shredded in places. Looks like possibly they are villagers from Big Barovia, possibly former residents of Vallaki. And they're kind of like sniffing at the air, and they look at you kind of curiously, Crucible. And the first one, who happens to be named Aloysius, is going to lunge forward and do multi-attack on you. It's going to start off with a claw attack.
Okay.
I have rolled an impressive 21 to hit.
Wow.
Well, this would be a great time for me to have a shield because my AC is 21, and guess what? I don't, so I guess that hits.
All right. The vampire at first looks like it's going to claw at you and do some significant slashing damage crucible, but instead it kind of changes its attack and it's just going to hold you. So you are grappled. You don't take any damage. However, the vampire is kind of like wrapped around your arms and uses that as its proximity to you to just reach back and just plunge its fangs into your neck.
Which is
Your
largely
metal
made of
neck.
metal, so enjoy that.
Yeah. Now, does he have advantage or disadvantage when you are grappled? I don't think so.
I don't think grappled as a condition.
I think it's only when you're immobilized.
Just basically
Just grappled.
it immobilizes you.
All
if
right.
you are grappled.
The vampire tries to get its fangs into your neck. It has rolled a not very impressive 16 to try and do that.
Clang!
The vampire hisses, bad meats, and the other vampire seems taken aback by that. The second vampire, seeing that you are not the most willing of meals, is just going to follow up with 2 claw attacks at you, Crucible. Well, I have rolled a 25, which I believe we've established hits you, and an 18, which we've established does not hit you. Enjoy 8 slashing damage.
I do not enjoy it.
All right. We now move into, it's going to be basically all of you before the vampires go again. I will remind you, I guess you could theoretically shuffle your order around if it mattered, but, heat of battle and all that. So, Imra, I see you as up next. You hear the sound of vampires coming from across the hall.
I mean, Dan, you said you had a great plan, but that may not.
It's a little hampered by being grappled, but it's
okay.
I have a lot of options.
What plan is this?
Yeah, I have a lot of options that I can deal with, but if it may just be reacting to whatever happens after you guys go. Unless somebody wants to get the vampire off of me, which I'm not opposed to.
Okay, so I'm yelling through the door, "You big jerk!" And I'm gonna then, because I hear the commotion, I'm gonna run into the other room. And do I want to try for another beam of light? So if it's coming, now geometry's factoring in. If it's coming,
the stream of light cutting into the room in a weird way is probably more of a reflection on the shape and dimensions of a hole than it is on the source of the light, is what I'm going to say.
I'm just wondering if the window to the south of me would be bring any direct light in.
I will say, I think in the foggy land of Barovia, direct light is a I don't think they got a lot of that. I think you just get sunlight. Vitamin D is in short supply.
Well, I think I'm going to ignore that window because just at a glance, I don't think it's going to do a ton of good. And I'm going to. My longbow does not have any magic properties, but also I cannot get close enough to hit its weapon. Okay, so I guess I'm firing my longbow at the one that has grappled Crucible.
Okay.
And that is a 23 to hit.
23 will definitely hit a vampire.
Okay. I'll roll damages in a second. I'm going to fire another arrow, a 17 to hit.
17 will hit too. So
okay.
We're narrowing in on what the vampire armor class is. Just to remind you, Aloysius is the vampire that has grappled Crucible. The vampire, though they each have a distinct identity and personality, they all sound the same and have the same armor class.
Okay, that is 15 points of damage.
You hit him twice, right? Did you say damage already for the first one? If so, I did
no.
Not catch
That's
it.
15 total for the two. I rolled a
total.
1. I rolled a 1 for the first one.
All right, I have noted down 15 damage to Aloysius.
And I think I'm gonna have Androdite get behind me because I'm fairly confident that everything behind me is safe from our previous inspection, and I think I'm done.
All right. Elevor, you are also across the hallway in the coffin maker's apartment, in his little kitchenette. What would you like to do?
I don't know what that was, but it was very self-satisfied, which I enjoyed.
I don't know.
very
Like, are
happy.
you gonna raid his pantry or
I'm just
something?
very-
I was just like, a kitchenette is just a bedroom I haven't flipped.
First, he checks the cookie jar to see if there are any delicious treats.
Smart.
Elevor comes into the room, plenty of speed for that. And he says, this place is looking a little dark. And I think
very
it's
dark.
time for you to meet some of my friends from back home. Mila, Pavia, I call upon you. And suddenly, 2 Alsaids, these are medium fey creatures, of
What?
sunlight,
What?
appear, and I have 60 feet. I would like one of them, let me do show to others so I can see here. I would like one of them to appear. Can you see that in this square
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
next to Bellatrix? Well,
What
by
do
Bellatrix.
what do these things look like,
Oh, let me
Micah? So I can
send
give
it.
you a token that's appropriate.
I will send you in Zoom. They're basically like they're like nymphs, but they're of the fields instead of trees. Or like
Okay.
yeah, nymphs. That's what they are.
Are they like small or medium?
No, they're
or-
human sized.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they look more like people than like animals.
They look
you
like
would say.
people, but they're
Bullshit.
golden people.
I apologize. I may not have the best things for this. I'm searching through my various libraries of things that I've purchased, looking for things.
You mean there aren't a lot of glorious golden nymphs in Barovia?
Hold on, I got something.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
That is theoretically a nature goddess I bought a long time ago,
Yeah.
and I can make it slightly golden. This is the listeners are loving this thing that they can't hear.
Our production values are high.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's the stuff.
Ooh.
And let's put the other one
There.
actually
sorry.
here.
All right.
Perfect.
I don't know what these things do, Micah. I've literally never heard of this word. I was concerned that you were making things up, but clearly someone has been doing research between missions. And you know what? Dungeon masters hate this. The only thing worse than an unprepared player is a prepared player.
Shed
I have
10
to-
vampires with this one weird trick. DMs hate it.
I have to roll initiative, and they both will go on that turn. So let me.
All right,
roll
let me.
initiative.
I will make it so that you can control these tokens.
Perfect.
I'm so excited.
I know this is
I
so
don't-
great.
I don't know what's happening.
Did I mention they
Julie-
both
I don't
have
either, but it's great.
multi-attack?
What? And you can just.
They're
This is a big
Elevor's
ol'
cool
spell.
grad school roommates.
Exactly. Mila and Pavia.
Wow. Medium fake,
Hey,
chaotic, good.
Elevor, how's it going?
All right.
Oh, I know these
so-
guys. They've majored in poetry and
Pros.
interpretive awesome. They're innate spellcasters.
They are innate spellcasters. All right.
Is this
17 for both of them.
All right. Thank
is
you. I was going to
basically-
say they should move on the same initiative no matter what.
I think this is
For-
the good version of your, like if you were to summon a demon, basically.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yep.
That someone. Why would someone do that? I mean, when you could
No,
summon,
I don't-
no one would do
that's,
that.
That's a bad.
Yeah.
No.
All right. I have
If I-
added them to the order at 17, Micah.
This is the same spell that I used to get those wolves that one time.
Yeah,
Those
that was.
wolves.
I remember back when there were like 55 wolves littering my map.
Exactly.
You fought
Uh,
wolves with wolves? Is that what I'm remembering?
Yeah.
It's like fire with
That's what
fire.
Yep.
It
Are
was-
these
it
like-
was
Wolves or two ladies?
Yeah.
spectral wolves versus dire wolves?
If there's 2 wolves inside of you, there's 18 wolves outside of you, and that's the number you should be worried about.
There's 2 wolves
That's the
inside you,
math.
unless you're Elevor, in which case there's 37 wolves. All right. I'm just checking.
Lena looks to Elevor and goes, "Are they with you?"
Micah, I am just confirming, though they are all basically made of sunlight, they don't radiate sunlight, though their attack does radiate
No,
damage.
yeah, they just
So-
do radiant damage. That's
Okay.
the only attack they can do is radiant touch.
But they are not like
But they
beaming
don't
sunlight
actually-
into the
Yeah. It says They just have advantage on dexterity. Well, that's if they're hiding in grass, so that doesn't count here.
Yeah, there's minimal grass in the.
Yeah,
the
so no,
coffee
they
makers.
don't. I mean, in my headcanon, there's like a light glow, but not enough to make a
You
difference.
got
in
it.
this
An
area.
atmosphere. You know what? I'm gonna add a light glow to your token because I know how to do that.
thank
Roll
you.
20 now. So
It says, touched with the golden light of the sun, Alceids inhabit meadows, plains, and lands of cultivated natural beauty. And farmers love them.
Not Barovia.
Farmers
love them.
That's why Lena had to ask, are they with you? Because she's never seen anything like this
Exactly.
before.
That's what I was. That was Elevor's whole point. Is like,
What-
I'm gonna bring you some of my friends from back home because we don't have enough of that here.
I just like
Yeah.
Lena's probably having a moment of like, is that what the sun is supposed to look like?
Right. Yeah, you keep seeing her like staring directly into her
No,
sword,
stop,
and you're
stop,
like,
stop.
doing
I
that.
don't know.
You're a rogue. You need to be able to see,
You need
Lena.
special glasses to do that.
they don't sell sunglasses in Barovia.
They also
okay,
probably
I
don't sell
know-
eclipse glasses.
I know
No.
mechanically this probably isn't how it worked, but I would love the idea that he summoned his friends from the Feywild and then they're stuck here.
Oh,
Sorry, bros.
oh,
Real
they're
bummer.
not
It's a real bummer.
happy.
Like, what the hell?
Oh, it's
Elevor?
like when you're it's like when you're for a while and they're like, yeah, I'm just gonna crash on your.
Do you
futon.
remember
I
that
have my
time?
4
dissertation
weeks
defense
later.
tomorrow.
Do
Yeah,
you remember
4
that time that
weeks
I
later.
talked to the floor leader in order to hide so that you two could tuck away the paraphernalia you had? Yeah, it's time you
Mhm.
pay me back.
Yeah.
Oh, me.
Mhm.
All right. So Elevor, you have summoned sun creatures. Do you do anything else on your turn? You made my life difficult enough.
No, Tony.
The only thing, I just have a question for you. What's the
Uh-oh.
roof made of here?
Uh-oh.
Shingles, wood,
Okay,
slate.
so not hay.
Not hay. It's not a
All
thatched roof. We're in a city,
All right.
or in a developed township. These are not huts. You're on a second floor.
No further questions at this time, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Broldish,
All right.
you are
Just-
on the stairs. As far as you
Stomp
know,
around the
everything's
stairs.
great.
No, I can hear the sounds of Crucible being grappled. I know that sound.
It's a distinctive clang.
That's what the captions would say.
Distinctive clang, yeah.
I think I can get to here. And I can't get any farther, unfortunately, so I can't go up and actually attack one of these things. But let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. 2 that are close to Crucible are close enough for me to cast Bane on. So I will use
Okay.
my action. They need to make charisma saving throws.
Let me just check if they have any resistances to this kind of thing. I don't think so. I should have asked a very important question. Imra, when you shot at that vampire,
Mhm.
were you using a magic longbow or just a longbow?
I don't have a magic longbow. Yep, just regular.
Okay. Just
Yeah, I know. I need to get a magic longbow or something, but
all right. No reason. I'm just gonna some numbers here behind the screen. All right. So you want Aloysius and Bianca, you don't know their names, but to make charisma saving throws. Aloysius gets a 0.
Oh.
Nope, sorry, 2. It's a 2. He has
okay,
a positive modifier.
Oh, that makes it.
And 2 makes it? No.
No.
And Bianca gets a 12.
Oh, they both miss. Hooray. 'cause
Okay.
I like
13 was
this.
what they were looking for. So,
So they are
yeah.
baned?
Yes, they are baned. So whenever they make an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, they have to
Good.
roll a d4 and subtract it.
I'm putting a little fist icon that it represents Bane.
Curse you. That's what I'm picturing them doing.
Yeah.
shall
be cursed forever.
I've been waiting.
Yeah.
I've
Had to be
been
done.
waiting.
Yeah.
Had to be done. It's in the
Dan,
contract.
it's way more nasal. You shall. It's like that.
I'm
yeah.
so sorry, you guys. I never
Mhm.
would have cast it if I could have actually reached somebody, but I can't, unfortunately.
No, don't be
that's-
sorry. This is
that's
actually
good.
great.
Yeah.
This is, it is a good thing. I'm just apologizing for the terrible impressions. That's
Mhm.
all.
That's fair.
Yep. And I guess I'm apologizing to myself as much as anybody. I'm also going to use a bonus action and Let's see. I am going to use my vow of enmity. I guess that's the only. Yeah, I'll do that because it's a bonus action. So I'm gonna choose one creature I can see, and I guess I will. Oh, actually, hang on. Am I even close enough for that? No, I'm not. I'm too far away, so I cannot do that. So that's it. That's my turn.
All right.
Bane at you, I say.
Thomas, Saber-tooth Tiger is next, followed by Crucible, followed by Lena.
All right. Well, Samus is going to rush forward. Just a reminder of the speed I've got. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It's going to rush forward at... I don't see a name for this one that's to the left of Crucible. Blanca. Bianca is going to rush forward at Bianca and take a swipe. So let's see if we can't make that happen.
You know that the armor class of the is a number lower than 17.
And I just need to remember
or inclusive. Yeah.
I'm doubting a 9's going to hit.
9 does not hit.
All right. Well, Samus says,
Arr. All right, Crucible. Everyone's waiting for your epic, exciting action.
I had a lot of options. People want them hurted, or do people want them, I guess, hurted?
I want them hurted.
Yeah, okay.
Hurted.
Those are both options. Do we know how vampire spawn react to radiant? We haven't yet seen it. Do we have an inkling?
No.
Can I?
Don't know.
It probably does extra damage. That's my guess as a paladin.
Or prevents regeneration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like we know they're undead, so radiant would be a good bet.
Traditionally, they aren't like yummy yummy. I love this.
Radiant cookies.
Let me just check one thing here.
Sadly, all our fancy silvered weapons really don't make a difference, unless they're also werewolves somehow.
What about this garlic
All right,
weapon?
so one is grappling me, but I think I can probably still get away with casting a spell. So I am going to cast. Let's see here. I don't think I've used this before, but first time for everything.
Exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. I'm going to cast Crucible. Like, there's like a vampire crawling all over them, and they just sort of stand there contemplatively looking at the vampire like, what are you doing? This is very strange. And then they start to glow as they murmur something in a language, and the symbol on their forehead starts to glow. And then sort of erupting from them in a 15-foot aura, maybe not as cool as Elevor's, friends. You see a handful of basically, I don't know, I was trying to see what they describe them as here. I think they appear angelic, which would be weird in Barovia. Several spirits appear around Crucible, 50 to a distance of 15 feet. And basically I can designate any number of creatures to be unaffected by them, which will be all of my friends, including Samus. And anybody in that aura will be... they will have their speed halved, and when they enter the area for the first time on a turn or start their turn there, they must make a wisdom saving throw.
Are you including Elevor's roommates as friends as well?
Yes, I'll include all of our allies.
Just making sure.
So they'll have to make a saving throw on their turn if they start their turn in that aura, which at least 2 of them will.
Nice. This is the greatest party Brildish has ever been to.
So much light.
Yeah, Alita just looks like really concerned. She's like what Instagram filter suddenly been revealed upon her once terrified nation.
That's it. I'm good.
All right. So Lena is next, followed by Elevor's roommates. As I'll collectively refer to them.
Lena, who is currently glowing brighter than she ever has since the day that she was born beneath a black oak in a thunderstorm, holds the sun sword aloft and takes a swipe at the vampire holding Crucible. That's a 25 to hit.
That definitely hits.
That is going to be 8 damage, followed
But
by
from a magical weapon.
from a radiant weapon.
Yep.
So that is 8 radiant damage, followed by 7 radiant damage.
Okay. Just gonna put a little radiant symbol on this one. No reason at all. What is the most radiant looking symbol?
Let's see. Then
All right.
so I have a feature that I don't use very often because normally I'm using my my extra action to try and do something else. But I have eye for detail, so I can actually make perception checks to spot hidden creatures or objects.
Nice.
As a bonus action. So
All
I'm gonna with all of the concentration that you would get normally, but in a fraction of the time, I will roll only a 10 to perceive the hidden secrets of this room.
Well, they are about to spring out, so I was going to say 10 or higher is what you need. You are aware of these 2 other vampires, so there are now a total of 6. There's clearly 6 vampires spawn in this room, Lena, in different states of emerge from Kratos.
Gotcha. Lena relays this information to everyone else.
When Lena does her perception check and like sees the vampires, is she doing like one of these
you can see the heads up display as it just like shows like the different enemies. Yeah, scanning.
Crate contains vampires.
Beep, beep.
Still bad.
Undead detected.
Is Lena a robot?
Whoa. There's not enough room for 2 robots in this.
You're not a robot. You've made that very clear. Now who wants to be a robot?
That is
now
my
that
turn.
It's popular.
All right. Micah, it is Elevor's roommates are next.
All right. Mila is going to strike out at Bellatrix with a radiant touch. So we'll do... Oops. A 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
All right. And then we'll do 8 radiant damage against Bellatrix.
All right. I will just tell you, because I think it'll make my life easier. The vampire spawn resists necrotic, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from non-magical weapons. This is on the list. I'm going to 8 damage and mark down that this creature is taking radiant damage because, as Jane surmised, they would regenerate.
Tony, one more time with that.
Okay, I think I was talking to myself. Great. I have noted 8 damage to the vampire Pavia attacked, and I have also noted that it was radiant damage, so that, as Jane suspects, the vampire will not regenerate when it has taken radiant damage recently.
All right. And once again, with multi-attack, Mila is going to reach out and Radiant Touch Bellatrix again. So
okay.
Let's
Did you roll multiple attacks on the other one?
Pavia hasn't gone yet.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I think I got my vampires mixed up. Got it.
So Mila in the top right had just attacked Bellatrix, and that was for the 8 radiant damage.
Yep. And now you're doing it again.
Yeah. And with multi-attack, you roll to hit each time, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Feel free. I will tell you, I sometimes, when it's the same attack, roll multiple d20s at the same time and whatever. Do whatever will make you happy.
I'm thinking of 15 hits.
15 hits.
Like 17, 16, 15. Eventually, we're going to hit the point where we find out there are
vampire floor.
Ooh, 10 radiant damage on that one.
All right. Nice. Noted. I don't like these 2 friends that you brought that do radiant damage.
Pavia is going to... I think Pavia is going to approach...
right next to Bianca.
Bianca, yeah. I think Pavi is actually going to engage whoever is over here in the left.
All right. This is Karn.
Karn.
You haven't been formally introduced. Remember when I told you the vampire names get worse?
Karn.
If only it was with a K, it could be a Doctor Who reference, but that's a C for all you listeners. Karn with a C.
I'm
sisterhood
sorry,
there.
Erica. I'm sorry, Erica, that I don't have your deep canon Doctor Who
You
references.
let me down, Tony.
I'm not sorry. Eat it. Eat it, Ensign.
I'm guessing 8 does not hit.
8 does not hit. We have pegged the armor class of a vampire somewhere between 8 and 15.
But an 18 hits, and so Karn's
Wow.
going to take 14 radiant damage.
Nice.
Dislike. All right.
And that will bring the end of Mila and Pavia's turn.
All right. It is the vampire turn. I have some vampire upkeep to do at this turn. I have all kinds of vampires that would regenerate if they hadn't taken radiant damage. So I believe all of my vampires that are damaged have taken radiant damage, and so regenerate. Yeah, that's not great. Does anything happen
great.
to the vampires that are baned? Do they get to save or anything, or is that?
Nope. It's just it's a concentration spell. So if I
All
decide
right.
to stop concentrating on it, or if they can do enough damage to me that I
All
lose
right.
concentration.
There are now 6 vampires moving around this attic, looking to make a meal out of all of you. Karn is facing off with Pavia. Delatrix is facing off with Mila. Bianca faces Samus, and Aloysius is focused on Crucible. So I am going to
So Tony, Aloysius and Bianca start their turn in that aura. Yeah.
Oh gosh,
It's not great for them. They need to roll a wisdom save, and as I'll remind you, they're baned, right?
Sure are. So that roll.
What number did I need to get?
You need to get a 15, and you need to subtract a d4 from their rolls.
that's very unlikely to happen, and it didn't happen. It turns out vampire thralls, not the wisest news. What horrible fate awaits people that are stuck in your horrible aura, Crucible?
They are just taking
Does
some
this do more radiant damage?
It does
What?
9 radiant damage.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Did I mention that there's like 7 more crates behind you? You said 9, Dan?
9. That is what I rolled when I rolled the spell. It'll take 9 this turn, and anybody who moves into that aura, which I welcome them to do.
All right, I will tell you, Aloysius does not look great. Not quite bloodied, but unhappy, displeased.
Wait, is bloody good for a vampire?
Yeah, wait a minute.
They want it in, they don't want it out. It's
Ooh.
like, I mean, it's honestly a lot like you. So they're not so different, you and
They're
I.
just like us.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, we've all been hungry at times.
Yes, I have been very hungry.
Yeah, some of us have slept through alarms. I mean, some of us have trouble with the sun. There's really,
I have
The
a
differences
sunburn
are
right now.
minuscule.
I'm not enjoying it.
yeah. I mean, you might be a vampire. We don't know. So,
We
do they
just
have
don't
vampires
know.
in Edmonton, or do they have one of those vampire patrols that keeps them out?
No, that's just rats. We
Okay.
still have vampires.
Oh wait,
It's a-
way to
it's a problem.
prioritize rats over vampires. Thanks, local government.
Fools.
Vampires
right,
don't eat all our grain.
Or do they? We eat a very specialized kind of grain we call humanity. Why does vampires strangely sound like Werner Herzog's drunk son? Unclear. All right.
I would like to
I just-
see the vampire.
I just remembered that I'm supposed to be writing these vampires. All right. Well, 2 of them do not like that there are radiant friends in the mix. So Delatrix is going to do a claw attack on Mila. You know how much hit points these things presumably have, Micah?
I do.
Does a 17 hit?
A 17 barely hits.
All right. This is not good. Mila gets grappled by Delatrix, who then attempts to sink her fangs into your Fey roommate's throat with a 20.
A 20 of damage?
No, a 22 hit.
Oh, okay. Then yes, that hits.
All right. Here's what's going to happen. Crucible, this is what almost happened to you. Delatrix sticks fangs into the glowing fey creature's neck, and you see like the kind of glowing energy kind of pulse out of the wounds in the neck and into the throat of the vampire as it feeds on your friend Elevor. Your friend Mila will take 2 types of damage, 6 piercing damage. That's just from the bite. And then 7 necrotic damage.
Okay, I think necrotic is separate from poisoned, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Fun for Bellatrix.
How much necrotic? Sorry.
7.
Okay.
Bellatrix regains 7 hit points.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah, it is.
You kind of just bought her a snack. And this is important for your friend Mila Elevor. Mila's hit point maximum is reduced by 7.
Ugh. That's real bad.
Okay.
Yep. Same thing's going to happen over on the other side of the attic with Karn and Pava. Here, Karn.
No.
So that's equivalent, Tony, to
succeeds with-
taking -7 again, right?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's
so I don't
just
need-
that if she were to heal, she would heal
Okay.
to 7 less.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It impedes your ability to heal
Got
that creature. All right. I bad news. Karn is even better at this game than Bellatrix.
No.
Yeah. So, and Pavia is going to take 6 piercing damage, 7 necrotic damage, and Karn was already at full health, so he's just feeling
No, he wasn't.
really punchy. Karn? I don't think Karn had ever been
He
targeted.
took
Oh no,
14 points.
you're right. Thank you. Karn gets to heal 7 hit points. I wasn't paying
He's
attention.
still 7 down.
Yeah, that's true. But he does look it.
Okay, so
full
6
vigor.
damage
Doesn't look a
and then
day.
7 damage.
Doesn't look a
right?
hit point under
Yes.
7 down.
If you don't care about damage types, I am happy to add them for you. I don't know if it's more helpful or less helpful. So
If it's no, that's okay. That's fine.
all right.
We're-
And unfortunately for your friends, their max hit points has been reduced. So that is just asking. No offense, but your roommates summon. How are they doing in terms of say total hit points taken away?
I don't know if I want to answer that question.
All right. Would they look bloodied?
They would look bloodied.
Take that, players. Now who's
Bloodied
the
is when
master
they're
of the dungeon?
less than half, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
okay.
All right. I will say the other 2 vampires spend their turn getting out of the crates. All 6 vampires are now ready to mix it up, though Crucible's zone of vampire encumbrance is going to make things challenging. Imra, you are next.
Whew. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to move so I can hit with a magic weapon. I am going to, as a bonus action, cast Hunter's Mark. And I am
Aloysius.
Yep.
Just add more little decals
yep.
to Aloysius.
Yep. And I am going to use my battle axe +1 that I commandeered from a friend.
On loan.
That's a 21 to hit, and my second attack is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Okay, so we have 9 points of damage. We
That is
have
magic damage.
Yep, 12 points of damage, and
Oh.
because of Hunter's Mark, we have an additional 4 points of damage. So that's 25 damage total. magic damage.
I've added it. That is a lot of damage with an axe for somebody who usually carries around a bow. Nope. All right, I will tell you, Aloysius is officially bloodied by Tony Dungeon Mastering style. Not doing great. The other vampires look unconcerned. Elevor, it's your turn, not your roommate's turn.
Oh, crud. I've been Elevor was concentrated. I was concentrated. We were both concentrated.
Like orange juice?
I get it.
Not yet.
Took me a second. And so, what is he gonna do here? What is he gonna do? He
College
doesn't
before I
mess up?
learned that orange juice that was. That was where orange juice came from concentrate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
His
just have to think
friends
about
are
it.
there, so he can't do that.
Hold on, I'm gonna have some orange juice.
Elevor is going to I forgot what that's called. Ready in action. Should the I don't want to just skip my turn, but I don't know what to
No,
do
that would be
because
bad. You should be
yeah.
able to do at least something from where you are, right? Like you have some ranged attacks,
I
right?
do, but the problem is they'll hurt other people too.
Oh, you did
Other than
summon
just
all
you're
kinds of
throwing your
friends. Here.
fire. I mean, some of your cantrips are pretty.
Oh yeah, I guess I
Oh,
could.
Elevor
create a
is an
bonfire.
outside druid, not an inside druid. I'm remembering now. Yeah.
That's why I was asking about the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess what I'll do is use I will create bonfire at who is this again? Bianca.
Okay.
And so that's just let's see. Dexterity saving throw.
All right. Vampires are very dexterous. I have rolled a 19 for Bianca.
Well, that's gonna
Sorry.
miss then.
I think they also super don't want to be set on fire. So
Definitely do not. That's it.
Same.
I mean, can you blame them? They are just like us.
Yeah. See,
Oh my
maybe.
gosh.
Spoiler alert for the end of this venture. What if you guys were the bad guys?
What? Oh,
You're
that's
not.
right. That's not true.
Broldish.
We were Strahd all along.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
Yeah.
All right. Is it possible for me to like kind of get up in between Samus and Crucible because Samus
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a small,
Yeah.
not small.
We that's just a frame of reference.
Because
This is
I
not-
want to get up here.
Nobody brought a protractor to this vampire attic.
And I want
Speak for yourself.
I want to attack Aloysius.
Wait, is the opposite of a protractor a contractor?
See, this is why I give vampires. No, Dan. You're thinking of a tractor.
Yeah.
That's just that's what's in between maybe. That is enough to hit. That's an 18.
All right.
Yep.
Is this a magic axe or a non-magic
It's a
axe for all days?
magic axe. In Hala's
Oh,
name,
gosh.
this axe is not magic. Yep. I mean, maybe she'll notice. She's not gonna notice.
Oh, Broldish!
no!
Broldish!
No!
No! Don't talk yourself down like that.
Let's see. So it's 11 points of slashing damage
5 points of slashing damage.
from the first attack, and then the second attack is even higher to hit, and the damage is likewise higher. It's 12, and then with a bonus action, assuming this person's still up.
They are still up.
Okay, gonna shove him with my shield.
Oh.
So Aloysius, that's not as good.
Am I doing a strength thing for Aloysius?
Yeah, it's I can make a special melee attack to shove a creature. It's been a while since we've done battle, as you said. Yep. So it is a contested strength or dex check.
I rolled a 5 for Aloysius.
Total. Oh, because I rolled a 5 on the die, and I get to add my athletics to that, so that brings mine up to a 12. So I am going to shove Aloysius 5 feet away, which means it will break the grapple on.
Woo!
Oh, nice.
Love it.
Aloysius gets knocked across the room. Broldish breaking the grapple. Aloysius is no longer clinging to Crucible, hoping to siphon fluids from his neck. Perhaps somewhat unsettling. Aloysius, and Aloysius might have bumped into the wall, and instead Aloysius just clings to the wall.
Ew! I can't say that I like that.
Yep.
Spider vamp.
And that is it. I've used all my actions.
All right. Micah, it is Samus's turn. I believe Samus is still engaged with Bianca the vampire.
Oh, are we invited?
Congratulations.
I
don't
have
know. I
said
feel
that
like
word
I need to have a word with
100
Samus.
times over the course of Total Party Kill, and you people make the same jokes. And he almost makes me feel bad about the same jokes that I make, but not quite.
Wrapping around. It's wrapping around to funny.
23 to hit,
All
which I
right.
know does damage of 6.
I
slashing.
think it might be halved because I don't think Samus
Yeah.
has magic
Magic
fangs.
teeth.
Can we
Magic
please
teeth.
enchant something?
I would like to get something going on there at some
That'd be
point, but
amazing.
until we see the veterinary dentist.
The magic veterinarian. So
I mean, when I
What
was
is
a
it?
kid, I
What
had
is it,
my
Jerry?
teeth. I had my teeth sealed by my dentist, and it was like a really good job of sealant. So I feel like there's got to be something like magic sealant that you could get for Samus's teeth.
Braces.
All right, that's all Samus is going to do.
Crucible, what horrible untoward thing will you do to my innocent
Crucible-
vampires that were just sleeping here?
Yeah, Crucible strides forward into this spot recently vacated by Aloysius, which adds a couple people into his aura there, but
Yeah.
then presses his hands together, murmurs another, phrase, and then spreads his hand out, and radiance again erupts from him, which is a cantrip. So these folks need to make themselves another saving throw.
Is it all vampires or certain vampires?
The ones adjacent to me, so both Aloysius and Bianca. Yeah, so
All
they will
right.
need to do a Constitution save.
All right. Aloysius, critical success. Bianca, 11.
They are baned, also, as a reminder.
Oh, critical success minus a D4
Probably won't matter, but
is 18.
yeah. Okay, so whoever failed will take that
That was Bianca.
plus a D8. So Bianca will take a total of 9 radiant damage,
Noted.
and they remain in my aura.
All right.
I really want the aura to kill Aloysius at the beginning of its turn.
Lena.
Do I have a sense of whether Aloysius or Bianca are more damaged at this point?
Aloysius is way more damage.
Okay. Just gonna scoot around
Yep.
our construct friend and take a swing at Aloysius. 14?
14 does not hit.
Oh, we found it.
Okay, we found the number. All right, so then with my mundane short sword, make an offhand attack. Okay, that's a 24.
Well, that definitely hits.
Let's see, I don't add my dex modifier to that, so that's 6 damage, but not radiant.
But is it magic or it's not magic?
It's not magic, no.
So it's 3 damage. All right. Aloysius is looking annoyed. All right. We are going to do one more round. It's a longer session, live stream / bootleg. This is just for you. It's definitely not our players who want to keep playing. They are saying, they're messaging me. Why, Tony? Why? Can't we stop now? Micah says, I hate you and everything that you stand for. But he's
The
not
feelings
wrong.
are coming out.
Yeah, we're gonna play one more round of combat because we haven't done combat in a while. Why not? No one can stop us. There are no rules. Why am I talking instead of playing Dungeons and Dragons? Micah, it is your Fae friends next.
And if someone's grappled, they can still do verbal, right?
Yeah, it turns out grapple really doesn't inconvenience you a
It
lot.
basically
walk away.
immobilizes you. That's pretty much.
You
what
can't
it
walk
does.
away.
Okay, let's see if we can get these turkey birds to miss out on a turn. There is a sudden warmth and glow that takes over this upper portion of the room as this sense of calm and peace and serenity sort of falls to the ground, and you feel this calm inside of you as
me the vampires or you the good people?
definitely all of the friendlies, and
Okay.
now I'm going to need each of
Certainly
the
don't understand
vampires,
this.
because they're all within range,
Mhm.
to make a charisma saving throw. Should
Okay.
they
Ooh.
fail, I will make, well, actually, we'll see, because right, each of them has two. Any of them that fail a DC 14 charisma save will, I'm going to make them indifferent to my friends here.
Oh, okay. I have rolled 6 saving throws really quickly.
How do you feel about
and
these Fae?
eh. And in alphabetical order, Aloysius, Bianca, Karn, and Bellatrix are now indifferent to the Fae.
Okay.
Felina and Erasmus, who I don't think we've really gotten to meet as people yet, are still predisposed to murder them and eat their blood.
Wait, so
Did I do something wrong?
it says I can have it be, it's of my choosing, and then if the
Could you make
target
it
is,
everybody?
yeah, if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell, or if it witnesses any of its friends being harmed, then that would stop.
What spell is this?
Calm emotions. Because the first is to like stop charmed or frightened, and then the second one is you can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that it's hostile toward. The indifference ends if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell within a 20-foot cube, or I mean, excuse me, a 20-foot sphere. 1 minute duration.
But they witness any of their friends being harmed.
Going forward, right?
So I will ask all of you, this is probably a spell you want to be really careful with tactically. Like this would be a helpful spell if you wanted to say retreat and fall back or something like that. But it seems like if you're going to start attacking more vampires,
so the vampires would normally be going next, but if they're indifferent to all of us, then they won't get to bite or slash at us. So we will get to go. They don't get to do anything to us.
Well played. I was not watching the initiative order the way you are. So if they're indifferent, they're just not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So haven't attack them. So it buys you a turn.
Exactly. And what I would like to do with, since Mila did that, now I would like to do that with Pavia and see if we can't get those other two, the 15 and 20.
Do I bother targeting all of them or just the last two?
I think just the last two, since the other one have already failed.
Got it.
Doesn't sound like it stacks.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Congratulations. All of the vampires are indifferent to you somehow. You have calmed the emotion of a hungry, wretched, undead beast that lives in its attic, which kind of makes it sound like somebody home from college break. Yeah.
Mila and Pavia both turn to Imra and go and just like hold out their arms to the vampires, like, and have at it.
All right. The vampires are next. Now, there are some confusing things here with auras and whatnot that are going to happen. First off, let's see. Some of them might regenerate because they haven't taken radiant damage recently, correct?
Well, so what happens at the start of their turn? The auras happen. What happens first, the aura or the regeneration? The spell effect that they're in from me, or the regeneration?
I am not sure order of operations wise.
Yeah. I'm looking it up.
Okay.
Fortunately, somebody has asked this exact question.
PEMDAS.
Also, does this how does this interact? How does the aura interact with calmed emotions?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Does being attacked by an aura?
Short version, based on a ruling from Xanathar's Guide to Everything, contains a rule in simultaneous effects. You decide the order of simultaneous effects on the turn of a character monster you play, you being the person controlling the character/monster whose turn it is. So I assume that means you, the dungeon master in this case, can decide what order that happens in.
Okay, I'm going to decide in the vampire's favor. The only vampire that benefits from that is Bellatrix, because all the other vampires took radiant damage from multiple sources. So they don't get to their, All
right. And then following that, the vampires who only this turn have entered the aura have to make a saving throw. So that is, I believe, Bellatrix, Erasmus, and Felina.
Crap.
Is that
Okay, so when that happens, then that's going to break calm emotions.
Is it though? Because
Yeah, it says
it's
this
not like a
indifference
spell-
ends if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell.
Yeah, so that will be harmed by a spell.
But not all of them are necessarily going to get harmed by the spell. Well, but they're seeing their friends harmed by a spell.
Well, that one
Yeah.
doesn't count. That part doesn't count. It says, or if it witnesses its friends. Oh, I guess if it saw its friends being harmed by this, then this is going to
Dang it.
completely undo everything.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
I can't. I would have to turn this off, which I can, but it's also gonna. Then we won't be doing the damage output. So unless we think we're permanently going to become friends with these vampires,
I will let
But
Crucible.
now
I
they're
will
all
let
going to
you,
get to
if you-
attack.
Yeah,
Hmm.
like what's more important, the 9 points of damage when they come
it's going to be
at
more.
you?
It's 3d8 points of damage. I rolled poorly the first time, so they are going to take, and possibly all of them.
That is a lot of damage. But when they can do,
They can do a lot of damage too.
and when they do the
And
damage,
drop our.
part of it is healing them back up.
But this is, I mean, if I drop this, I mean, I guess I can recast it next turn, but I'm burning 3rd level spell slot.
I will
on
let you
it.
decide, Crucible. You could. I mean, as
Yeah,
a,
it's
as
up
a,
to you.
Well, it also depends on what level Micah's spell slot was
Yeah.
too. Like,
It was a 4th level spell.
yeah,
I don't know what your math is on 2 3rd level versus 1
I'm
4th level,
more. So
but-
here's my thing: is that I have a feeling that the next time around, Mila and Pavia aren't going to do so hot. So this was kind of their big thing. So
Oh yeah, because so they might not actually be around if the vampires get to attack.
yeah,
It might take them
exactly.
both down.
All
So
right,
it would be.
I can drop the spell.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I feel like the math is pretty even there. So
Yeah.
Let's all just roll really well on this turn we've
Yeah,
been given by
let's
Mila
do
and
that.
Pavia.
All right. So that having happened, they don't make a saving throw, and they look around,
chill
kind of
out.
uncertain about what's going on. Emerald, the vampire. What is this? Why are we awakened? Who are you, strange people?
So I'm gonna just take a moment of zen, take a
Mhm.
deep breath in. Since they are indifferent, does that mean I can move amongst them?
I think so.
Okay.
I am indifferent to you, strange ranger.
Would it be okay? Wait, hang on. All right.
Would it be
So I am going to then step past Aloysius to
Be
the
gone
window
from my presence.
that's behind him.
But be
I am-
behind my presence.
God.
It's very distracting. I'm going to take my axe to the boards on the window, and I'm going to try to smash the window and the boards.
All right. Roll higher than a 10 on an attack roll with an axe.
Attack roll with an axe. Rolled exactly a 10 for 15 total.
All right. You smash that window. Roll me a d6 on where the sunlight's coming from.
3.
that how the sun works.
Yes.
I think so.
apparently.
I'm making up rules as we go along.
it's moved
here.
a lot since the last time.
That's
I mean,
true.
It's
So-
been like 12 whole seconds.
You smash a window and a beam of sunlight cuts across the attic, hitting Felina and Erasmus in the sides, and they hiss and sizzle. It smells like burned hot dogs. And they are unwell. Let me just check here. Technically, at the start of their turn, they take a significant amount of radiant damage, so
Okay.
they haven't taken it yet.
Maybe we should have just been attacking the windows this whole time.
Alina started doing it, and people are like, "Nah, windows are dumb."
Does
I
this
mean, we could
does this
all
not
spend this entire turn just
That's
smashing
true.
windows.
This could be the
That's not-
window turn.
does this
We're not
tr-
we're
does
not
this
harming them.
trigger the okay? I guess
Why
that's
would
a
it?
semantic question for Tony.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Does
When
it?
you
Okay.
smash a window, causing sunlight to fall on a vampire, this is third law of vampire botix. That is,
All right, fine.
that clearly is a form of an attack on a vampire.
But it still offset 1 round of damage. so-
Yes.
Yes.
Dan, if I walk into your house with a cauldron full of scalding water,
I wasn't
and
disagreeing with you. I asked.
Dan, this is how we learn. Put some water on
Sorry,
the
Tony, you misspoke. You mean when you walk into
When
Dan's
I
house with the cauldron of scalding water.
Every Thursday.
Why did I carry this so far?
My arms so badly burnt.
Yes, and now you will feel let my arms feel. Anyway, Imra, anything else other than burning 2 vampires with window damage?
Well, I guess I'm pretty stuck now since my attack has unindifferented them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just staying here with my hunter's mark on Aloysius.
All right. Elevor is next.
Elevor is going to cast Create Bond this window here behind Mila, targeting that wood that's on the bonfire.
Nice.
That's on the bonfire? That's on the window.
All right. Roll an attack damage or
All
attack on a window. Roll higher than a 10. The window.
Okay, let's see. Oh, it's 2d8. 13!
Oh, do you have to roll to attack, or does the bonfire just happen?
It
Oh,
has to dodge.
sorry, you needed to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, the dexterity of the building is very, very low. The dexterity, you know what? I rolled a critical, but it's a building. It can't dodge. The building is on fire. The building on fire. There is sunlight starting to come in through there. Micah, roll a d6.
All right.
That's how we're doing this.
5.
5. I'm gonna say that. Let's see here. Just making more rectangles, dragging them around. A beam of sunlight cuts through Bellatrix. There is suddenly all kinds of beams of sunlight getting through here. Limited real estate for vampires to stand in this room. It is not in sunlight. This is a very smart tactical decision that one almost stops to think, why didn't they do it a round ago? But one doesn't think that because one is polite. Brilliant.
Well,
There was a wall of vampires. Yeah.
Exactly.
You needed them vampires to be indifferent. I got it.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly it. We needed.
You know what they
needed
say?
roommates.
Love is what is it? Hate is not the opposite of love. Indifference is. So, wow, we really lost out on the love and the hate of these vampires.
Okay. Well, I'm not next to the really hurt one anymore, but there's a lot of people that are going to go in between. So I'm hoping somebody can take Aloysius out. I have Bianca right in front of me. Is that who this is?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So, boy, I feel like what are the chances that Brildish would have noticed that her axe is not doing anything?
Oh man.
It's been a couple levels.
I'm gonna roll a percentile, and if it's like below 15, she'll consider switching to a different axe.
Sweet.
I feel like this would be a very
talk with
a very valuable
Brildish
lesson to
after.
learn before you go to a little place called Ravenloft.
Yeah. But no. So yeah, she's just swinging
Just
her axe.
imagining the final attack on Strahd, and it's like it would have been a killing blow, except you used your mundane axe, and then he eats all of you.
Yeah, I keep picturing
The
Elevor
end.
and Brildish having a very special talk
Mm.
about holding on to things
a
that are
come to
past.
Halo moment.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna have to be a really, really good talk,
Mm.
and then I'm gonna have to create a new character because this feels so wrong. 15 hits, correct?
Yes, it does.
I just barely did it. Whew. Okay. So, that's lousy damage.
It's because it's from a non-magical axe.
Well, it's 5 damage. See, everything I have is concentration based, which is kind of annoying. So, hang on. You know, it's not. That would be Divine Smite. So I'm going to expend a spell slot to deal 2d8 extra radiant damage. So there.
Let me tell you. So the 5 damage does 2 damage, but your 2d8 radiant damage isn't going to be halved.
10.
10 total.
Yep.
All right.
And because there's no.
Bianca is looking sad.
All right. Well, I'm going to hit her again.
Oh,
Or try to. I rolled exactly the same thing to hit. So basic damage is 10, so you can have that. And I'm going to expend another spell slot to do some more radiant damage.
Nice.
Ooh, max damage 16.
Ooh.
16
Bianca is
radiant
now
damage.
bloodied.
I'm also going to shove her.
Okay.
So
How far? Can you shove her into a beam of sunlight?
I cannot shove her that far, unfortunately.
Mm.
Let's see. Oh, that was almost a 20. It's not a 20, but this is the contested. So she can do a
Roll to 15.
Okay. 14 plus a bunch, 20 something. Anyway, yeah. So this time instead of shoving her away from me, I'm shoving her down, so she's now prone.
Nice.
Here we go. And I stand over her and brandish my divine axe and say, "Hail be praised." And yeah.
All right, we are almost at the end of the round. Samus.
And now's the time where I remind you that prone targets get bit twice by saber-toothed tigers.
That's
awesome. Man, I should have knocked Aloysius down. I forgot that. Thanks.
Bite or the claw? Okay, claw. Yeah. Oh no, bite. Okay. 26 to hit and 12 damage, so 6 damage on the first one. And 21 to hit, 13 damage on the second one. So 6 damage again.
All right, these are not looking great for Bianca. Bianca and Aloysius not doing
these
great.
People are HP packed.
They are, and they resist a lot of different types of damage, which I think adds to it.
And then they can
theoretically they would also be regenerating like crazy if, but that has not actually come up that much.
Thank God we had the windows open to
Yep. Anything else, Samus?
That's all Samus will do.
All right, Crucible, you are in the middle of the fray. Take us home.
I pat Samus on the head.
I had a lot of things, but none of them are quite right for this. So I think we'll just go with another Word of Radiance. Let's see here. Aloysius and Bianca can make saving throws.
Does it matter that they're on one of them's on the ground?
Doesn't matter. It's an area.
Can you position yourself to get more of them just when you pop it off?
It's a one. It's anything adjacent to me, so not
just. Oh, okay.
Not easily.
Bianca rolled really well. Aloysius rolled.
They're
really
both
poorly.
baned.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good reminder.
Yeah, because otherwise I would have changed. I would have done something different last time. I'm still concentrating on it.
So I'm sorry. Was Constitution?
Constitution.
Math. Bianca rolled a 22 minus.
It doesn't matter.
Max Bane is 18.
It can't be more than a
Oh.
All right. So, come on. Well, 13 damage to whoever failed that.
All right. Dan, describe what happens to Aloysius.
Aloysius is immolated by radiant fire from the inside out. One of those things where like they open their mouth and their eyes and their mouth just like shoot out beams of light and then they just disintegrate.
Their two fangs clatter to the floor.
Even better if Crucible can sort of reach over and put their hand on Aloysius' forehead.
Well, team, you have done it. You've taken down a single vampire. Sadly, 5 more hungry vampires are awakened and ready to feed. They've already decent amount of damage to Elevor's college roommates and seem like they might make short work of them and then turn upon you. Taking out one was an important tactical moment. But 5 await, and they are hungry for your blood. Will this coffin maker's shop be your grave? Convenient, really. Or will it simply be a stop on the path to Ravenloft? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to the Dog and Pony Show, where we will continue to explore the horrors of Barovia and the wonders of Ravenloft, and find out what it really means to be a vampire.
Aww.
The end.
Woo!
Live stream bootleg. We are slightly more on top of scheduling than normal. We know that we will not be playing next week. How's that?
So we know.
But
I will say
we'll be back.
Thing that I did not do this week that I was really tempted to do was use the spell Stone Shape to make a window.
Oh, that would have been. That would have been funny.
Which in theory, I was going to see if Tony would let me, since it makes me like a 5-foot square window, I could just position it basically any way I wanted to.
I don't see any reason that wouldn't work.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
strongly
that's
considering. I'm short on actions, like being able to do something
Yeah.
every turn.
Yeah.
And it was unclear to me. Mainly, the sunlight seems to. It's not doing them damage. It's just preventing them from regenerating.
No,
No,
it's
it
going to do
actually-
them damage. You
Okay.
have not seen the. I'll tell you now because it'll be a reminder to me. At the start of the vampire's turn, if a vampire it starts its turn in sunlight, it just says in sunlight. I mean, I don't think there's any direct light in Barovia. So it takes 20 radiant damage and won't
Yeah,
regenerate.
Okay, making a note to myself
while
to
in-
start that off next turn.
Nice.
Here's also a thing I'll just say out loud as a somewhat reminder to myself / listeners. So that's, I don't know, a player might overhear this. Especially, I think I probably didn't. Well, I'm not sure. I may have not given you. While in sunlight, a vampire has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Good. Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so this will get.
I mean, their goal is to get out of sunlight as soon as they can.
If I had enough actions, here is what I would be doing. I would make the spell to create Stone Shape, create a window, and then I would turn undead and pour them all into the opening from the window.
Can you do that? Can you turn undead to force them to lemming off a cliff like that?
They will have to run as far away from me as possible, and if I position myself at the right place in the room, it would not be great for them. Let's put it that way.
All right. I wasn't sure
also
what
have
self
something that can-
preservation they have.
I also have something that can force creatures to just one creature to run away from me. So
If I get the only way that could be better is if I could position them between Lena and Samus, so it's literally the lady or the tiger. That is the only way this could be better.
Well, I think it's going to take us at least another session to get through this big fight. This is, I think this is a good warm up for Ravenloft. I will tell you, there's going to be a lot fewer windows in Ravenloft, so look forward to that. Goodbye, live stream / bootleg. I think Dan's going to do the thing.
bye.
Goodbye, live stream.